Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jack Keating here with the Ballnors podcast. I needed to talk about Luka Doncic getting traded. It's been on my mind. It's, about 20 or so hours since it happened, maybe, give or take around there. And I've just let myself think about all the different possibilities, to think about the different why this happened, how it happened, why was it thought of to be okay to make this happen? And so I'm here to just talk about all my thoughts. I don't know how long this video will be. We're just gonna kind of go along as we do. Um, so Luka Doncic gets traded. I will. I can make the. Excuse me. I will make the trade for you. I will say it out loud. So. You had Luka Doncic going. It's a Lakers and Mavericks trade. The Jazz included as well somehow, like always. So the Lakers got Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the 2029 Lakers first. That is oh so coveted by everybody. And then the Jazz just they give $55,000 to both teams, and they just get Jalen Hood-Schifino and the Clippers 2025 second and the Mavericks 2025 second. So just give up $110,000, you get a young player. Maybe he's good, maybe he's not, and two second rounders for the hell of it, right? Just because we love Danny Ainge around here, I guess. Uh, so good for the Jazz. I mean, that's the part. I guess we're going to start at the most unimportant part. That's the part that was super interesting to me at the very beginning was how the hell did the Jazz get involved in this? Why are they involved in this? Why are they just getting stuff for free? Um, and I guess because they did pay money, that's not free, but it's just they just needed somebody to facilitate the trade. The report was that the Jazz didn't even know who the trade was for. The Mavericks just approached them and said we needed a team to facilitate a three-team trade, and they asked a bunch of teams, and the Jazz were willing to do it. No team knew about it. Another part is that sorry, I'm going to be going on my phone throughout this video just to bring up more points that I'm seeing on Twitter. So Mavs GM, this is per Christian Clark, a reporter for The Athletic. The Mavs GM, Nico Harrison, says that he didn't talk to any other team besides the Lakers about trading Luka Doncic. That is insane. That is like I can't even really put into words how terrible of a GM you are if you are trading a top three player of all time. I'm not sorry, not of all time. That's crazy. A top three player in the current league. Like you're trading a top three current player in the league, and you're not doing any due diligence to look around the league. I mean, so I went through it in my head last night. I went through every team that realistically could be in on a Luka trade, which is almost all of them, and what the Mavericks could get back. Because if you're looking for a star player, which clearly they were, no slight, I haven't seen much praise about Anthony Davis during this whole trade. Anthony Davis is a fantastic player. He is a 1B on a championship team. He is a very good player. Great defender, good offensive player, like shot blocker, rim defender, paint presence. Those are just broad ways to describe him, but he's a very good player. He's top 75 player all time, future Hall of Famer. Great guy, great player. He's not Luka Doncic. He's not 25 years old. He's 6 years older. He is just worse at basketball. That's just a fact of life. Um, and so if you're looking for a star player, there's probably nobody you're getting better than Anthony Davis. Maybe Anthony Edwards is the only person that really comes to mind because if you think about the top guys, Luka's in that top echelon of the top three, four, five guys. You have the Jokic's, Giannis, Shea, Luka, Embiid. Like I don't think any of those guys are getting traded for Luka. Obviously, Luka himself can't, but the other four I don't think will be traded. I think the other teams, a Shea for Luka, you could say whoever you think is better. It's very close, but I don't think that the Thunder would just blow up their team just to trade for Luka. I don't think the Bucks would trade their team to trade for Luka. Um, So then you start to go down the list to the sixth best player, seventh best player, eighth best player. You got Tatum. I don't think the Celtics would do that. They just won a title, and they look like maybe they could repeat again. They're looking shaky this year, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They're the champions. Um, maybe Anthony Edwards. That would make sense, but he's also like your homegrown star. I would get if you just said, we are improving, but how majorly are we improving? We'll just keep it. Uh, like then you start to get into some young extremes. There's LaMelos or Cades or I don't even know where to think really. Like now that I'm starting to think about this again, because I did give myself a couple hours off of just playing basketball and doing whatever in my real life to get my head off of this. And then now I'm thinking about it again, it's just so insane. Luka Doncic is a Laker. He is a Los Angeles Laker. This trade, I wanted to say this off the very beginning, but I'll say it now. I don't think there is a worse trade in sports history than this trade. And I really do mean that. Throughout history, like I consider myself to know his sports history pretty well. Um, I don't think there ever has been a worse trade, honestly. Wilt to the Wilt to the Sixers, or sorry, from the Sixers is in that conversation. You could bring that up, I guess. Um, Babe Ruth is what I thought of. I mean, he got traded for cash. That's definitely up there. That might be the worst trade because you just traded the best baseball player of all time for cash. Um, like there's some baseball trades that maybe you could think of. Like, I do have a list here that I looked up just to confirm in my mind, but all of these, my bad with my phone, all of these things are just confirming exactly what I already said. The Oilers trading with Gretzky makes sense. The Red Sox trading away Babe Ruth. The Bucks and Kareem makes sense, but he was 28. They did win the next two finals. He was not the finals MVP. Magic was, but that makes sense. But I would still say that it's worse. Herschel Walker, no, I really don't think that's even as high up as people think. The Sixers trading Wilt is definitely, I think, in that conversation. I mean, he got traded for literal bums, and he went on to be one of the best players of all time. I think the Wilt trade makes it might be the closest. I don't think Eric Dickerson's close to this. I don't think John Elway's close to this. The one that really did stand out to me is the Warriors getting McHale and Robert Parrish makes sense, but they drafted McHale, so it's a little bit different. The Lakers, sorry, the Mavericks, if they draft somebody with that 2029 first who becomes an all-time legend, then we're talking, but it's a little different in my opinion. Timberwolves trading KG now. The one that really stood out was uh the sorry, my handle the Zoom and me scrolling, but it's all right. Mark McGuire, I really don't see Chris Paul like I mean, this is David Stern. If he's the GM here, David Stern is not allowing this. That is for sure. Right. Miguel Cabrera is what I thought of. But that doesn't matter. Who cares? Luca, he is he's an all-time player. I mean, he's five-time All-Star already, five-time All-NBA. He was the All-Rookie team, the Rookie of the Year. He won the Western Conference Finals MVP, which all of your favorite players all time could not say that for themselves. Just gotta put that out there. But he's made All NBA. He's made All Star every single year that he was healthy outside of his rookie season. Like this isn't like I was watching ESPN last night and their reactions to this, right? And Stephen A. Smith just keeps saying over and over again that this Luca, he's the type of guy that can get you 25 and 10, 25 and 12. I don't know where he's getting 25 from because I know Luca is a 30 point per game scorer. 2022, 30 points per game. 2023, 33 points per game. MVP third, MVP eighth, fifth, sixth, fourth as a sophomore. All NBA first team, first team, first team, first team, first team, All Star, All Star, All Star, All Star. This is his first year. He's missing it. And he's averaging goddamn 28 points per game. 28, 8, and 8. I know last year he averaged 34, 10, and 9. But, unfortunately, his stats took a little bit of a dip this year. Whoopsies, guys. We're talking about this. Luka has potential. Like, Luka is the greatest offensive player in league history, probably. And, like, It's so crazy, man. Luka is maybe the best offense player of all time, and you trade him for Anthony Davis, who's 31, off of concerns about his weight and conditioning, and then concerns that he wouldn't re-sign. Now, unless Luka Doncic tells you himself personally that he is not going to resign, you don't do this trade. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. So Luka has the rest of the season and then the entirety of next season, and then he's a free agent. I guarantee you this offer is on the table this summer. I guarantee you. You play out the rest of the season, you win the finals, you lose in the first round. Who gives a damn? You then offer this to the Lakers. They are still smashing accept within 48 hours because for some reason Rob Pelinka is such an idiot that it took them 2 days to figure out, yeah, I think Luka Doncic would be pretty good to trade for. You can't do this trade on goddamn 2K. Like this is uh, this is sports malpractice. Nico Harrison deserves to be fired for this. Um, let me grab my phone from the ground. 1 second. Now, he came out, and his reasoning for this, hmm, excuse me. So his reasoning was, quote, the future to me is 3 to 4 years from now. 10 years from now, they'll probably bury me and Jason Kidd by then, or we'll bury ourselves. So, I think that is an insane sentence to say. Obviously, the 3 to 4 years, the immediate future matters the most because it's great to be great. It's great to be great down 10 years down the line, but it's not if you're going to suck for the next five, then it's tough to buy into that. And who knows if you're actually going to be good in year 6 or 7. But this doesn't make them better. He's saying defense wins championships like this. Like he says that report comes out that, the second the trade comes out that he thinks that this team is more of a contender now than they were before. Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving is a first round exit. That team is good, but it's not, you don't have Luka Doncic. Luka carried this team so many times. He had to step up and hit big shot after big shot so many times. All of those fourth quarter buzzer beaters, 3 pointers over Rudy Gobert or over Anthony Davis or over all of the Clippers, it felt like every single year in the playoffs. All of those are gone now. You don't have who is Kyrie Irving going to hit step back 3 pointers uh, like in the bubble? Is PJ Washington going to hit these big shots? No. Like, let's be for real. Quentin Grimes isn't going to step up to this role. The, the Mavericks are screwed. This ruins their team. Are we going to run Anthony Davis at the 4? What is his lineup looking like? We have Kyrie Irving. Is PJ, yeah, Clay at the 2, right? So that's going to be great. Clay at the 2, he's going to get fried. PJ Washington at the 3, disgusting. Unless you bench him and you start like QG, like you start Quentin Grimes, like that, that sucks. You start PJ Washington at the 3. Anthony Davis has been whining about being a 4 since the bubble. And of course, now that he's getting traded, I'm sure he's going to try to play the 4, which means Gafford slash Lively is the 5. This team sucks. Speaking of Lively, his entire play style was around Luka. This trade sucks for him. He should have got traded. He should have got traded with Luka, like Bronny will if LeBron gets traded. Speaking of that, I don't think LeBron gets traded. I did see something saying that he's excited to play with Luka or something, but I don't think that he would ask out regardless. Um, as for Kyrie, I would understand if he wanted to leave. This is man, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. Last night I was playing Call of Duty with my one of my friends, and we're just talking, having a good time, and one of my friends knocks on my door. One of my roommates knocks on my door, and he comes in and he's like, "Hey man, check your phone. Did you just see what happened?" I I haven't felt the level of shock that I did last night since probably Kobe dying. Like just sitting there, mouth open, just like just in disbelief, in complete shock. In I don't even know what the word is. I was just perplexed at how this could even happen. I can't imagine, like, I'm a Thunder fan, diehard Thunder fan, love them to the day I die. I can't imagine trading Shea. Like if I was just playing video games and Shea got traded, I might goddamn cry. Like it would, man, I can't believe Luka got traded. It's not going to feel real until he plays, and even then, it's probably not going to still feel real. I saw a lot of, you know, quick thoughts on, gut reactions, whatever, um, reacting to the Lakers future, reacting to the Mavericks future. As for the Mavericks, I really, um, I'm going to pull up the NBA standings, um, and I'll make my take off of that. Um, so sorry, this is just extremely laggy. It's going to take a second. I do think that teams like, for example, the Thunder, uh, I still think the Thunder win. The team like the Rockets, I still think the Rockets would win. I think this is a team that before with Luka, the Rockets probably lose to. Now, I don't feel that way. The Mavericks currently are the 9 seed. The 9 seed. That means that they're in the play-in versus the Kings. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mavericks missed the playoffs off this. I think, I mean, like, really, this current Lakers team, I think would be better. I understand Jackson Hayes is starting at center, which cannot be the case. Something needs to change there. You have, what, 4 more days until the deadline? That cannot be the case by the deadline. Jackson Hayes cannot be getting playoff minutes, especially as a starter. Maybe at the worst, he's your backup. And then you just really, really hate those backup minutes. But Jackson Hayes as a starting center will lose you almost versus anybody. Anyways, Mavericks at the 9 seed. I think they could beat the Kings, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, the only team, like I could see the Suns losing to them because the Suns kind of suck. They're starting to get better, 7-4 in the last 10. Or sorry, that's division. They're does it even tell you? It doesn't even tell you last 10. That's pretty cool, man. Holy moly, man. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. I think the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, the Lakers, the Clippers, the T-Wolves, I really think all of these teams beat the Mavericks. As for the Lakers, I'm very, very interested to see how this Luka and LeBron duo is. Obviously, two of the best passers of all time, regularly uh, compared to each other. Um, they're two of the most high IQ, like just genius players we've seen in this generation. Geez, I almost don't have words really to a degree of like just how crazy this trade really is. They, sorry, I'm opening a little box here. Like Luka is one of the best players in the league. I just don't understand how you trade him. You don't ask any other team if they are interested in this at all. And then you don't even get both Lakers firsts. Every, I mean, you saw the Suns reacting to the trade, and they were just in shock. They were perplexed at how the hell you allow how you trade Luka at all, and you don't get back anything of real value. Um, I don't know. Anthony Davis is. I'm a big Anthony Davis fan. He's honestly one of my favorite players in the league. But this is Luka we're talking about. This isn't, current Anthony Davis might get traded for like, I really don't even know what an AD trade would look like. So I'm not going to throw out some name, but like, I don't even know. Like, he'd be like in a Jaylen Brown trade. He's not in a Luka trade. That's a good way to put it. Like, obviously he's very good. He's a great player. He won a finals as a very key member of that team. It about ends there, though. He's never been a deep boy for a reason. Like, as much as he wants to complain about that and how he deserves a deep boy over Wemby and Wemby's just blocks and all that, he's never getting this deep boy. He's never, like, his career, he's at 31 right now. We've seen the best of Anthony Davis for sure. Maybe he has one more, like, what I told my friend last night. This is a perfect way to put it. If Anthony Davis gets four more All-Stars, if he gets if he gets three or more All-Stars, three or more All-NBAs, I would consider that a successful end of his career for him. From 31 to let's say 37 when he retires, 38, somewhere around there. I would say that that is a successful ending of his career. He'll get one this year, he'll get one next year, maybe the year after that, maybe the year after that, or maybe 2 years later, whatever. That would be a very successful end of his career. If Luka only gets four more All NBAs or four more All Stars, something happened. He either, God forbid, passes away or retires or like picks up mountain cricket or something. But he's not like Luka is a future Hall of Famer at age 25 who just led his team to the finals. What are we doing? Like, I just, oh my God, man, I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting annoyed on behalf of Luka and the Mavericks fans and everything because what the hell are we doing? Like, do we even care? Are we trying to win basketball games? I don't know, man. LeBron was out to lunch and Luka was, I don't remember what they said. He was like at home or something. I can't imagine getting a call that you just get traded as your main guy. Dirk was shocked by this. All the players involved were shocked. Like when Cat got traded, he was there for 8, 9 years, first overall pick. Um, and Connolly, the T-Wolves GM, had at least the respect to go to his house and talk to him and be like, hey man, I just traded you, or I'm about to trade you, whatever. Nico Harrison texts Luka after the trade happens. Like, man, this I think if I was a betting man, and I will tell you I am. I think we're going to see a more in shape Luka than before. We're going to see a more locked in Luka than before. I think this is going to do wonders for his career in the end. In the end of it, we'll look back on this and just say what a mistake the Mavericks made. Um, I don't. I mean, like, man, it's just I want to. I'll get back to that point in a second. I want to get to the fact of Nico Harrison. He's made so many good moves over the last few years. He brings in Quentin Grimes. He trades for Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively. You get PJ Washington. Like last deadline, the Mavericks cooked A plus 100 grade, everything you could possibly want. You got a great center. You got a starting power forward. Like, but you don't make the finals without PJ Washington beating the Thunder. Like, oh my God, it's just you traded Luka Doncic. What are you doing? What are you doing? Um, they get Najee Marshall this offseason. They they got Clay. Every time that they've had to make an adjustment to something, they've been able to. They get Kyrie Irving for like what was it? A first in a couple seconds, two firsts. Like great trade. You made the finals off of it. 100% worth it. Luka Doncic just traded at midnight on a Saturday. My oh my man. What in the world are you doing? Sorry, I'm is this able to plug in maybe? No, I can't. What about that? Okay, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have more thoughts. Um, I think that this is going to, I did a 2K sim last night. I will say, I did this exact trade in 2K, traded Anthony Davis for Luka and all the picks and all that stuff. The Mavericks won the finals this year over the Celtics in six. So be that what they may, we might be looking at a Mavericks title in six this year. Uh, man, Luka Doncic to the Lakers. I've seen it in jersey swaps a million times, but man, I never thought I'd actually see the day he gets traded. That is crazy. And heart goes out there for Mavericks fans because man, like I mean, I had Saquon leave my team this offseason and that hurt. But like I don't even know, man. I don't even know. If Shea left the Thunder, I would be so sad. Just like if we traded Shea for like I don't even know what an equivalent would be to Anthony Davis. Like a good comparison. I don't even know. But I don't like the way the Mavericks look now. Whether they start him at the four, whether they start AD at 4 or 5, I don't really care. I think this I think this kills the Mavericks. I really do. And I think the Lakers you like the Lakers have had everyone has said for the last years when LeBron and AD retire, because we can see that starting to come soon. Specifically LeBron, it'll be AD's team after that, and that team's not good enough to win the finals. So, it's Los Angeles. They can just replace him. Somebody will come to LA because that's always what happens. But they just gave the Lakers their future plan for almost nothing. When LeBron retires, you're still a finals contender with Luka. It doesn't really matter who you surround him with. And Rob Pelinka is not a great GM, but he's not a terrible one. He will get them something to surround around him, right? The rest of this Lakers team kind of sucks. Rui isn't great. Austin Reeves is fine, but is he really your gonna future second option? No. Gabe Vincent or Jared Vanderbilt or whatever. Like Jackson Hayes is your backup center. He's your starting center now. That sucks. That sucks. I'm really excited to see JJ Redick coach Luka, former teammates. I think JJ's been a great coach so far. I'm really excited to see LeBron and Luka. I think I've seen a lot of people saying like, LeBron will get him dieting well, get him healthy and in shape, whatever. And I swear I saw a video from Luka not even a month ago where he was on the cart, like little, like you put your knee up on it when you got an ankle or calf injury and you scooter around a little scooter. He was at the Mavericks game and he looked skinny. All of the comments were like, wow, he's so in shape. He does this all the time where he just, like inflates and deflates basically. Like he just is huge one week and then the next week he's super skinny again. And then a week after that video, he was off of the scooter, like limping around, walking into the locker room, onto the court, whatever. And you could tell he had a serious limp. He was not going to be healthy for a while, but like a couple more weeks at least. But he looked good. He looked really skinny. He looked in shape. Like he looked like rookie Luka, honestly. I'm a Thunder fan. I'm not a fan of the Mavericks at all. And uh, man, I can't believe this. I wanted to play the Mavericks so bad in the playoffs this year, and I wanted to beat them so bad. Holy shit, man! I cannot believe they traded Luka Doncic. Crazy. I don't want to have this go on for hours and hours. I don't want to get to the point where I'm just repeating myself over and over. And I feel like I'm starting to lean that way. So I'll end this off here, but. Man, I'm gonna give this trade an A plus to the Lakers because I don't think there is a trade you can lose if you're getting Luka Doncic. But man, you can at least make it close. And the report was the Mavericks called up the Lakers and said, "Hey, we want Anthony Davis. I'll give you Luka." And Pelinka was shocked. He said like, "Oh, haha, you're joking. Oh, wait, like let me consider it." And it took them 48 hours. They met internally and then traded him. I wouldn't, if I'm the GM and the president is like, you have to talk to me about any trade. I'm saying screw you, and I'm just hitting accept instantly. I'm being offered Luka Doncic. Who do you want? LeBron? Anthony Davis? I'll. What do you need? I'll pack their bag for them. I'll like. What do you need? You could trade me. I don't care. Give me Luka. That's all. That's what I would be saying. Take my first son. I don't care. Give me Luka. That's what I would be saying. Um, whatever. I'm starting to repeat myself here, so I'll let it off here though. Geez. Luka is a Laker. What a crazy world. Everyone thought this deadline was going to suck. Deadlines don't. NBA deadline, nothing like it, man. Jeez, it's kind of like the Kevin Durant trade, but he was 34 or something. Not Luka Doncic level. My God. Luka is a Laker. Jeez. But yeah, that'll be all. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Jeez, Luka's a Laker.